Hey guys, welcome back. Real quick, let's look at this Radiola 61.8. And again, when I left off, I was just showing a few different techniques that I may end up using to try to hide some of these repairs that I need to make. Time will tell on that. Then I'll probably post a couple more updates on a couple other ideas I have for kind of hiding the seams without painting the Bakelite. But we'll see. First thing I'm going to do is take this thing inside, and I want to scan this label on the scanner and preserve it. And I need to wash this cabinet really good. It's got a lot of crud in it. And then around the areas that I need to put some epoxy in here just to get my initial set before I build it up with epoxy and some fiberglass resin on the inside of the cabinet. I'm going to scuff everything up real good, probably with some 50 or 80 grit sandpaper, just lightly. This Bakelite's got some bad stuff in it, so I'll try to minimize that, but I just want to create kind of some roughness there on the inside of the cabinet for the epoxy to really grab onto, and that would be the purpose of doing so. And then followed by just wiping the cabinet down in these areas that I'll be putting glue on with some alcohol. So let me go in and get some hot water going, give this thing a quick bath, and get most of the crud up, and then I'll get started here on kind of roughing up the areas, and then again I'll pull out the alcohol and kind of clean some of these areas back up. Okay guys, I took the again the cabinet in there and just kind of washed it out. Don't have it perfect, and then I spent some time roughing up these areas here. Again, this is some Bakelite material, and it's known to have some bad stuff in it, so I didn't go too deep, and I tried to keep everything nice and wet and moist while I was doing that, just so I didn't get you know, a bunch of crud coming back up in the air that was airborne. So if you elect to do so at your own risk, and be sure you're following, you know, whatever safety guidelines you feel are appropriate for doing so. And you can see I've done the same here for this corner piece and this piece here. So I think that will allow the resin hardener and fiberglass to bind better. If it's not deep enough, we'll take some different routes. I think AM station engineer said to do V-grooves, so I may end up doing that as well. But you can see I've got it along both seam lines, inside and out. So that's where I'm at right now. Let me get some epoxy mixed up. Okay guys, I thought I was going to use my quick drying or quick set epoxy, but I elected just to go ahead and use some super glue. And I just tested it first on a piece that I had roughed up, and just made sure that it was rather strong. And the purpose again for that is just to get the initial pieces together, and then we'll do some supporting with epoxy on the inside of the chassis. So I'll turn it over here. This has been setting up for about 10 minutes only, so it's just a little tacky still. But you can see here again it's cracked from here, and I've got a hairline crack right here as well, and that crack here runs through here, and there's another crack here underneath the bottom side here that I've got to fix as well. Let me flip this over. So this thing's cracked right through here also. Just be gentle with this thing so it doesn't fall back apart on me. Then that crack continues to run up through here, and that's kind of it for this side, so not too bad. This piece over here now was destroyed. I've got a section here missing, so we'll fill that in with filler, and I think we'll be good to go there. And you can see this area here, there's some gaps here as well. along this side here, a piece missing here. This is not level, so I'll have to build this up a bit, and still a little bit wet there. And again, this is not level in this area. I was looking through my pieces of remaining Bakelite material, so I'm going to end up just making something here and fill this void in as well. And again, we'll support that from the back side to make that happen. And you can see here as well, that top piece, or this other section right here in the middle, was separated all through here. Okay, again, I'm going to use some fiberglass cloth. You can get this in different variations. Again, this is just some that I picked up, and I've cut it into a strip about 1.5 inches wide, and that makes that piece here match the area that I have kind of scored up. And you can see here, I think in the video, hopefully the light's bright enough. Let me move my light down some. You can see here the glue line, so we'll have that center of that piece, and I'll run it up here, and again I'm going to mix up the epoxy resin with the hardener. Looked at the directions. Again, I'll play around with this because first time I've used this product from West Systems. It's great stuff. A good friend of mine uses it to repair his boats, so it was good there to keep the boats afloat for damages. So anyway, I think it's 5 parts to 1 for this, but let me just read through the directions and mix up some, and then we'll saturate the fiberglass cloth here and let that set up. So I'll be right back. I got the epoxy made up here, and it is 5 parts to 1. I've got too much epoxy, so I'm going to have some wasted product here because I probably can't work quick enough since this is the fast hardener, but I will go as fast as I can, and I'll show some segments here on camera. Okay, I'm going to pour just a little bit of the epoxy. I can feel the heat from the epoxy, and that's what you're supposed to notice. So I'm going to just pour some down in here on top of the fabric, and I know I'm probably blocking the camera, and I'll try to come back and show this. Okay, I think that's good there. Let me just get this off to the side here for a moment. Push this back a bit, and hopefully that's showing up there, and you can see it spreading out here. So the idea, again, I've got this centered over, and what I should do is use more of a squeegee here or whatever and try to get most of the extra epoxy off the edges, but I'm going to just use, I have a very limited area to work in, so I'm going to just use a brush and make sure I'm covered. Again, I'm not really overly concerned about the inside of the radio. I just want to make sure that I get good adherence here to the fiberglass. And actually I do, so I think I'll actually just let that be. And let me just pour just a little bit more epoxy here on the back, and then cut another piece of fabric and just continue working this in. Stuff's easy to work with. Again, I've got a fan running here in the background as well. You don't want to be breathing the fumes, so if you guys do this, just be sure you're in an area that's well ventilated, or you got some moving air. Follow the safety directions. Okay, as you can see here, I used the resin with the hardener, and again I mixed it up and used it here on the fiberglass cloth, and starting to set up at this time, and I'm sure I'll probably end up having to put another coat, especially in this area right here, and it may be just a little bit too thick back in this area. So we'll check back on this tomorrow, and I'll continue the video. I was hoping to use the rest of the epoxy that I made, and so that ended up being a waste for me. So a little bit goes a long way. Thanks for watching.